Yep, 7 o'clock. Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
one
one nation, under
under
God,
God,
indivisible,
indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty and
and
justice
justice
for all.
Just also a moment of silence for the men and women who protect us as well, please. Okay, thank you. I'm going to call the June 23rd, 2021 meeting to order. I'd like to have a motion for the June 9th, 2021 minutes, please.
Make a motion to accept that.
Richie made the motion. Do I have a second? Joe?
Second. Nobody left, huh? Okay, yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No opposed. Motion carried for the minutes. There will be no correspondence. We have no spending. The next agenda item will be the New York Real Solution, the consideration of the acceptance for the stormwater performance bond for hot ash site.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
I'll third that, and all in favor? Aye.
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 Nays. Motion carried for that stormwater resolution. The next one is the building inspector is requesting that $75 be refunded to Jason Arick for a wood stove insert. Do I have a motion for the refunding of $75?
I'll motion for that.
Richie made the motion.
Second.
Second by Joe. I'll make the, and I'll obviously say aye for the motion. Motion carried.
Aye.
All right.
The next one is another request by Ken McLaughlin for a $10 refund on a building permit for a deck. They never did any work. Ken is recommending that we refund the $10. Do I have a motion for that?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries to refund the $10. The next thing we have is, which we discussed, the Recreation Department would like Tracy Mayer to go from part-time to full-time. Any discussion on that at all?
No, I'll make the motion.
Richie, you want to second that
I'll
motion?
second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
So the board has passed Tracy Meyer to go from part-time to full-time. The next one is a request from the clerk of, the court office to appoint Ariana Komarski as a part-time clerk effective on June 7th at an hourly rate of $17.45.
I'll make that motion.
Joe made the motion. Richie, do I have a
I'll
second?
second that, yes.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
So the motion has been carried. And we are not going to have any committee reports tonight simply because we are missing 2 members. Any town board comments?
Yeah, I want to make a motion for Friday, 6/25 at 2 o'clock to discuss personal matters.
Okay, so it's 6:25 this Friday at 2 p.m. What we'll
Excuse
do
me,
is,
do you mean a special meeting, Councilman
Yes, a
Ryan?
special meeting, correct.
yes, thank you, Christine. What we'll do is we'll start out on Zoom like we've done in the past. We'll adjourn the Zoom and then we'll meet at Town Hall for an executive session.
Beautiful.
Do I have a second on Richie's motion?
Wait. You're gonna do that that's what you're gonna do Friday?
Yes,
You're gonna do Zoom first and then go to town?
yes, you got to do Zoom first and then we
Gotta
got
do
to go
Zoom.
into.
Oh, okay. I would have just shown up at the town board.
No, because technically we have to call the meeting to order first and it's got to be
Okay.
done on Zoom.
That's correct.
All right, Richie made the motion, Joe seconded it. All in
Second, yeah.
favor? Aye.
Aye.
Motion passed that we're going to have a special meeting on June 25th at 2 p.m. at Town Hall. Like I previously said, we'll be starting out on Zoom and then we'll resume over at Town Hall for an executive session. Any comments from our town attorney at all?
No comments.
Okay, thank you. Environmental consultants is obviously not there. We're not going to have any public comments sessions tonight simply because we're missing 2 board members. If anyone would like to talk to me, please provide them with my cell phone and I'll try to answer any questions. But if not, if you could be patient and hold the public comments over to our next meeting, which will be July 14th. Any other comments by the board at all?
No, I think we're good.
Okay,
Make
I'll
a-
look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Mr. Jessup, before that's done, I think that there are a number of people here that, despite the board not all being in session, would like to speak. And given the fact that this matter that we want to discuss has been pending with both the planning board and the board for now over a year, I think that we should have at least the ability to speak briefly.
I would ask if you could please be considerate because we don't have a full board. The full board would normally like to hear that.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, though, we have been considerate for 9 months since September with multiple emails, meetings with supervisor, with yourself. And most recently, we have a response from the hemp applicant as of April 30th, which is neither posted anywhere on the town website. The only reason we know about it is that we submitted a FOIA and received that information.
Okay,
And it's pending, and we don't have the time to wait for another month, honestly. So
Could
either
I
it
ask-
be,
could I ask that maybe Alan and I meet with you and the 4 people either tomorrow?
Jim, Patty, anyone else? I don't know what your schedules are. I'm certainly available.
Okay. How about if you have a pen, I'll give you my cell number.
Okay.
914
Yep.
523
Okay.
5465. If you can, if you,
And one thing though is if we are going to have a meeting, I respectfully request that the town attorney is also involved because Alan has repeatedly referenced that the town attorney is reviewing, and I've had those emails since January, and I'd like it actually to hear it from the town attorney as to what has been reviewed and or where that stands.
okay. Paul, do you have any conflict with Thursday or Friday?
I am not available. I am actually leaving to go out of town tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. I mean, I can have somebody from my office try to be available.
Okay, you know, why don't I do this? I know that we didn't want to have a public comment session because the full board is not here. What does the town board think about giving these people an opportunity to talk while Paul is here, since he won't be available?
I don't see a problem.
I don't see a problem.
Okay, then, sir?
Thank you very much, Mr. Jessup. I appreciate it.
Okay, yeah, that's
So,
fine. I
Excuse
mean,
me,
you know,
before we go there, can we please open the public comment by a
Yes.
vote? And then-
I thank you, Chris.
Yes,
I need a motion to open the public comment session.
I make a motion to open public comment.
I'll
I'll
second
second.
that. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Okay.
sir?
Who are we gonna start with?
Adrian, you want to go?
Sure, I can start. 1 second. Sorry, I thought my son was going to not be here. So I think everyone knows what the question that we have is. It's, you know, the ongoing hemp farm, which we have all as a community been inconvenienced by, to put it lightly, over the past 2 years. But the specific question that we really would like to have addressed is the one that essentially came up a little over a year ago when we don't really know the mechanics of why and how, but when the processing operation, which is separate from the actual just farming of the hemp, came up in front of the planning board. And we had a large public meeting with 20 or 30 people voicing their concerns back on September 17th. And most recently on April 30th, at least as the date of the document, the applicant responded to the numerous questions, which brings up numerous questions as to why it took that long. But at the very least, it indicates that they are proceeding to one extent or another, which heightens our concerns. And our biggest concern really is that I don't think that this should be in front of the planning board. The way we look at it and our stance, and after consultation with our joint attorney for our community, the stance is that this should really be in front of the zoning board because it is a non-permitted use. While actual farming is certainly a permitted use because it is an agricultural district, and we appreciate that. While we certainly take exception with the state's stance on that because the hemp that's being grown is vastly different from any other farming operation, but I don't want to digress there. But the actual processing, and if you look through the numerous planning board meeting minutes, the intention of the applicant is not to farm and have an ancillary use of processing that goes along with their farming. They've made it quite clear that their intention is to almost have no farming operation involved, and at best a token crop, as they put it. That is no longer a farming operation that is afforded ag and markets protections. That is an industrial or maybe commercial use that is not properly zoned for those properties. And I know that Alan has come back and forth with us as to, what is that threshold of how much farming can be done versus processing. But Ag and Markets has made it very clear that if more than 50% of the crop that is being processed or in any other way addressed outside of just purely growing it, that if more than 50% is the case, then it is no longer afforded Ag and Markets operations, and it is subject to local zoning. And they've made it quite clear that not only is their intention to literally have almost no crop that they're growing on the property or that they may own elsewhere processed, but that actually already last year, more than 50% of what they were processing on their property was already not grown either by the applicant or on their property. And that's a big problem. Not to mention the fact that if not for the planning board and the building department actually stepping in the first place, this would not even be in front of the town at all. They would have just proceeded to grow and grow and grow. And our concerns are that, yes, while right now they may have a, minimal operation, once that door is open and permitted, essentially the sky's the limit. We don't know where it's going to go. And I will be quite frank, I have very little trust in the applicant based on their lack of communication with the members of the town board, the planning board, the building department, and certainly the members of the public. So at the very least, I'd like to take this opportunity to request that the town board, one, confirm that at least everyone that's on this call is aware of the situation and our stance, that Mr. Ackerman and his team hopefully has had the chance to review this or look at it to some extent, though I'm not sure whether or not the urgency of our concerns has necessarily been brought to your attention. So I'm in no way blaming you or anyone else. But it's a concern, and the fact that we now have this response is a clear indication that they're here to stay. They want to proceed.
Adrian, can you answer? It's Brzezowski is your last name, correct?
Berezowski, yep.
Yes. Can you answer that, or is it Lisa Cobb from your office who's working on that?
Yeah, so Lisa Cobb, has really been the point person, advising the planning board. I've been involved in the, discussions and research on that, as has other members of our firm. I was not prepared to speak publicly about this for the sole reason is that we haven't really briefed the town board or the planning board, which I would like to have an opportunity to do first before, we really answer questions publicly with regard to, a legal opinion. So I would just ask that, we do have an opportunity to brief both boards, and then, clearly we will address some of the public concerns.
Sure. Could we get a timeline though? Because I've been hearing that from Mr. Bell without looking at my notes, definitely since at least December.
Right. I think the issue was that, there was really no application before the board. There was some discussions and some preliminary discussions at that. But, with an application and
well, the application's been in front of the board since last May.
preliminary, right? So,
Yeah.
But
But the question has been posed to the town,
Mhm.
not maybe directly to your office, of course,
Right.
but the
Yeah.
question has very clearly been in front of the town and repeatedly
So-
followed up on since at least December.
Sure. So good point. So, I won't discuss the timeframes. I'll leave that up to the supervisor and to the town board. Really, that's a decision for the town board. We're prepared to answer their questions, and we will leave it up to the planning board and the town board as to the timeline that they wish to move forward.
Adrian?
Yeah.
If you can give me a call tomorrow, I'll talk to Alan first thing in the morning, and we'll see if we can give you an accurate timeline, if that's okay.
And
That
like
would
I
be
said,
greatly appreciated.
Okay. good.
Subject to the supervisor and the town board being available. Other
Right.
than next week, we will make ourselves available anytime.
Thank you. That is
All right,
very
so
greatly
that
appreciated.
answer your concerns, Adrian?
Mine, definitely. I don't know about, I think Jim wants to.
Okay.
Joe, you gotta unmute yourself,
Yep.
I think. Or,
So, can you guys hear me?
yes, yep.
Yes,
Yes.
we
Okay.
got no, there it is. Okay, yes.
Okay. Adrian's my neighbor. We've addressed the town board several times with respect to the issues associated with Hemp Productions Inc.'s operations, both from a farming perspective and the submitted application open for public comment that we significantly commented on last year. So the issue has been in front of the planning board. I think we are in agreement, at least many of my neighbors and I, that this application shouldn't be in front of planning. It should be in front of zoning. And based on submittals to the planning board, and I believe Mr. Komorski asked the applicant what's the scale of operation that they are talking about in their processing. The citation in the town planning board minutes was 1 million to 2 million pounds per year. The comment from Mr. Komorski and Hemp Productions Inc. was you want to be the ConAgra of hemp. Well, the ConAgra of hemp is a commercial industrial size operation inconsistent with a residential moderate density parcel immediately adjacent to residential homes, schools, daycare centers, our pristine Stringham Park, which I coached at for probably 10 years. I think the issue that we have raised repeatedly requests information from the town as to why this issue has advanced both to the planning board, to the building department, where the building department was forced to issue a stop work order. This should not be in front of planning. It should not be in front of building. There should be no construction, and it should be in front of zoning. And to abdicate the responsibility to require this operation to be reviewed by the zoning board, and the town board should direct that to happen. Without that happening, we as tax-paying voters have no recourse but to approach our elected representatives at the town board to say, what is it that we need to do in order to elevate this issue to your consideration? Adrian's been writing to Alan Bell for probably well over a year now. We realized that we changed attorneys. Okay. I've worked in corporate America for years. I know that if I need to get an attorney and I need to get an attorney's opinion, I can get it within a couple of weeks. So it's disingenuous to say that we haven't had the time. Elevate the issue, evaluate the hazard, and hopefully communicate with your constituents so that we know what the issues are. Right now, we're not getting the communication. We had to file a FOIA to know that these folks even responded to our comments back in September.
That's,
It's a little bit disingenuous to say that we don't have the opportunity to get an opinion from our lawyers. Let's get the opinion from the lawyers. Let's get this resolved.
Jim, Adrian will call me tomorrow, and Paul, if I can get a timeline from Lisa on when she thinks she might have a decision on that sooner than later, okay?
Yeah, let me say, and again, I don't mean to be disingenuous. I don't think it's, you know, we're prepared to do that. So we will meet and provide that to you. And Ed, just to, you know, answer your question, I think we're ready to do that for you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Does that hopefully answer your question, Jim?
I look forward to the discussion tomorrow.
Okay, thank you. Adrian, you have my cell number. Please give me a call, and I'll do everything to give you guys a definitive timeline on this thing for an answer.
Thank you.
Any other comments at all? Okay, hearing no comments, I'll.
Patty has her hand raised, sir.
Oh, okay, okay.
Patty.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank you. I just wanted to express my support for Adrian and Jim's comments. As a member of the Duchess Farms community, I'm at 14 Memory Trail. I'm like directly across from the hemp farm. It's been frustrating because I feel like we've gone to a lot of the meetings, we've made a lot of comments, and it just seems like we never have any answers. So I just wanted to emphasize that there are others, it's not just our spokesmen, there are others in the community who really do support the work that they're doing. And, you know, we really feel a sense of urgency because it is our families. My kids do go to Knox on Road School. They participate in sports at Stringham. So I just want to emphasize that this is really important to the community. So I hope it's treated that way by the town board. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Patty. Are there any other comments at all by anybody? I'll look for a motion to close the public comment session.
I'll make a motion.
You have another hand up here.
Richie made the motion. I'll second the motion.
You have a hand up here. Down at the bottom of 2 boxes below Ackerman.
I can't see anybody.
Hello?
There's a hand up. What does that mean?
Oh, here we go. Now I see you. Yeah, go ahead.
I can't see anything. I don't see.
Mark Komorski has a hand up, and this fella here,
How
Doyle.
are you? I'm Dennis Doyle. I live at 11 Memory Trail across from the hemp farm operation over there. I was wondering, in other parts of the country where they grow hemp, are they allowed to grow it this close to the residential area?
Dennis, the hemp is controlled by the New York State Ags and Markets. As you know, the town did not issue them a permit. We do not have the authority to issue permits. That comes from the Ags and Markets by the state. Not from the town.
Ed, excuse me, they do have something with the new hemp laws and everything. They haven't got it all.
Right, but I think
they
what
do have new laws
gentleman
that are
was
coming.
referring to was the
That-
initial
That's what
permit
we're
was.
waiting for on some of it, is the
Yeah.
new laws are just coming out and they're not real clear yet.
Yep.
They were
So why are they allowed to do this if they haven't even started the laws on it
This
yet?
is the
No,
state-
when
It's
they applied from the Ags and Market, it was a year and a half or 2 years ago. They did get the permit from the New York State Ags and Market. What Richie's saying is that the law is changing a little, but they were previously given the permit by the state Ags and Market.
Excellent.
Yeah.
The other comment I have is, I have children in the neighborhood. I obviously don't want this operation going on and adjacent to my neighborhood because it smells horrific when they're growing the operate stuff. There's enough traffic on Knox on Road as it is. Adrian and Jim have already enumerated numerous concerns that I share with them. I'm not going to
Yeah, I appreciate it.
rehash it.
Yeah.
But I don't see what value this is bringing to our community.
Right.
I mean, I don't care what they grow over there other than hemp. If they're actually farming, I'd have no problem with it, but that's not what they're doing.
Right.
But
Well, like
if
Jim
I
and
might,
Jim and
let
Adrian
me
said,
just,
we are waiting for an opinion on our attorneys on the processing of the hemp.
okay.
Whether or not it should be a planning board or a zoning board issue, we're waiting for a legal opinion on that.
It shouldn't be a zoning board issue.
Well, we have to wait.
Excuse me, I don't think it should be a zoning board issue. What is the
Well,
lawyer?
we have to wait for our attorneys to render an opinion on that. We can't say anything until we get it. Is there any other comments at all by anybody? I don't see any.
You have a hand raised by Mike and another one by Shane.
Okay, I don't see them on my screen, but if they would like to speak, please do.
Mike's on right now.
Yes, hi guys. My name is Mike Rossi. I'm from 73 Heritage Lane, and don't want to beat the drum too much, but I just wanted to back everyone speaking there, particularly Adrian and Jim, and I stand behind them as well. Don't agree with the operations, and also wanted to just emphasize that it is disheartening as a community member. We're given a 30-day deadline back in September to issue our comments, and we didn't receive a response until the FOIL request was issued, and the letter was dated, April 2021. So from our perspective, because we're getting no answers, it comes off to us as the town is not trying to work with us. So just wanted to emphasize that point that, obviously we don't agree with the operations. From an outsider perspective, since we haven't received answers, it looks like operations are continuing. I know they're not growing right now from our eyes, but as some people have mentioned about the traffic, there's certainly trucks going in several times a week. They have a sign posting saying entrance here. So again, no answers to the community comes off as the board is not, there to fight for us or on our side. So just wanted to emphasize that, just looking for answers. And, I stand by what our fellow neighbors are saying as well.
Okay, thank you, Mike. I understand there's one more person.
Yeah, I have a comment. Is this open meeting just reflecting on the hemp farm, or is it in general?
In general.
Okay.
This is a general open.
Okay. My name's actually, I'm logged on to my fiance's Zoom here, but my name is Darren Kuchanowski. I live at 49 Manor Drive. I've been to the town and listening to other people here in this meeting, how the town has been dragging their feet all around. I have a neighbor that started a building next to me back in 2013. The grass right now is 4 feet tall. I went to the town with all the laws from the town saying that it can't be more than 10 inches. I'm told that I have to catch the neighbor here in order for the town to do something because they can't subpoena or issue him an appearance ticket through the mail anymore.
What?
I think that's BS.
He doesn't live on the site?
No, the house has been abandoned for 4 years, or since he hasn't been here since 2013. It looks like a junkyard.
Sir, we have a property maintenance law. Adrian has my cell number. We have a property maintenance law. What we do is we notify either the property owner, the bank owner, or who is ever paying taxes on it, that they have a certain amount of time to cut the lawn. If they don't cut the lawn, we actually go over and cut the lawn and we lien the property. So we do have a property maintenance. It's actually a very, very effective law. Adrian has my cell number. If you can text me the property of it, we'll send them a notice to cut. And if they don't cut, we lien the property.
Okay, because I went to the town board last Monday, not this past Monday, the Monday before, and spoke to Justin. And he's like, here's my cell phone number. Call me when he's there. The grass is 4 feet tall. I mean,
can you give me the exact address?
Yes, it's 45 Manor Drive West.
Manor Drive West. Okay.
Yeah, it's Poughkeepsie mailing address, but it's the town of LaGrange.
Yeah, it's
You know, I was
12603.
told you have to write a written complaint, is what I was told.
No, Rich, I'll take care of that tomorrow. I'll go in and let them know. I'll deem this as an official complaint that the grass is not being cut.
Yeah, and I mean, the house is just,
No, I believe
it's
me.
in disarrest. I mean, it's just been a nuisance for the last 8 years. He started it in Mother's Day, January 2013. I got to wake up every morning and look at that mess. I mean,
Right.
there's trailers with cars on it. There's tow trucks there. It's a mess. It
Okay.
shouldn't take 8 years to build a house.
Right. I will take care of that tomorrow. I was one of the ones who was involved in the property maintenance law in 2011, 12. I can't remember. It's been so long. But
Okay.
the property maintenance law is to protect the neighborhoods from problems like this. So it's 45 Manor Drive West, Poughkeepsie, 12603.
Yeah,
Okay,
45.
I'll take care of that tomorrow then.
I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. My
right.
pleasure. Thank you.
Ed,
Have a
we
good
also have we have a hand raised by David Delia.
night. Okay.
I'm Dave Delia. I live in Dutchess Farms.
Hi, Dave. How are you?
I'm fine. I was unable to join at the beginning of the meeting, but I assume that both Adrian and Jim vocalized the concerns that we had. My question is that Adrian and I met with the supervisor last year. And at that point in time, we asked for the opinion by the town attorney of which governance was in play. So hearing that we're still waiting for the response from the attorney, I'm wondering, is there any outlook on when, or is there a deadline on when that's going to come to pass?
Adrian, Adrian, excuse me, Dave. When I spoke to Adrian, I told him that I would contact Lisa Cobb, who is the one working on it from Wallace and Wallace. I will have an answer tomorrow on a definitive date when you guys will get that opinion.
Okay, thank you.
And I appreciate your patience on it as well. Any other comments or any other hands that I can't see that would like to make a comment? I'll look
No.
for a motion to close the public comment session.
I make a motion to close the comment.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye.
No.
Aye.
I'll look to take a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I make
So
a
moved.
motion to adjourn.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. We'll see everybody on Zoom Friday, the 25th, and then we'll move into executive session.
Okay.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Stay safe.